Okay, sixth grade artists, I just wanted to go over a few things that we talked about last class involving drawing our rooms in one-point perspective. So I'm going to review the rules for the walls and then talk about the rules for the floor and the ceiling. So stay with me. So remember, the walls, objects on the wall, anything on a wall, the sides are parallel to the side of the paper. Let's see, if I'm going to have a window, this side is parallel to this side, and this side is parallel to the inside wall or the outside edge of the paper. And the top and the bottom converge at our vanishing point. So I place my ruler on the vanishing point, and I move the other end to where I want the top of the window to be, and then I can connect those spots. And then I place my ruler on the vanishing point, and I go to where I want the bottom of the window to be, and I can connect that. And then I can do any artwork cleanup that I need to do in order to get that looking a little better. Some of you wanted to know how to do windowsills, so I could draw a little line going back, and then this inside edge of the windowsill is going to converge at the vanishing point. This side of the windowsill is going to be parallel to the side of my window, which is also parallel to the edge of my paper. So there's your window. So things on the side of the building, the side of the room, the sides of those objects are parallel to the edges of your paper. The top and the bottom go to the vanishing point. Let's talk about things on the walls and the ceiling. So objects on the walls and the ceiling are the opposite. The top and the bottom of those objects are parallel to the edges of your paper, and the sides go to the vanishing point. So if I wanted to put a rug on this floor down here, or a table, maybe I want like a table in the middle of my room. So first I'm going to draw the top and the bottom of my table. So, and those lines are parallel to the edge of my paper. The sides of the table go back to the vanishing point. So that's a really flat table. That could also be my rug. It could be a rug. If I wanted to make it look a little bit more like a table, maybe it needs a front side. So these edges are going to come down, and then you can connect it. Looks kind of like a box right now. And then I could have legs on it. They're just going to be straight. And just like those shapes that we did, the corners of the legs are going to go to the vanishing point. I could make them a little shorter if I wanted. I could cut them off there and erase that part. And that could be my table. If I made that longer, it could also be a bed. If it came all the way up, all the way to the back wall, and let's see. And then maybe I have, and all this we should be doing with a ruler. Maybe I have like a backboard on the bed, and I have some pillows resting there. So now I've made myself a bed in my room. So the sides of objects on the floor and the ceiling converge to the vanishing point. The tops and bottoms of those objects are parallel to the edge of the paper. That's the opposite of the walls, where the tops and bottoms converge and the sides are parallel. I know that can be a little confusing. The very last slide in the slideshow that I showed you has all of those rules written out. So you can go into your Google Classroom, go to classwork for the 2-point perspective rooms, look at those slides, and you'll see that slide there to help you. All of the other slides that we looked at in class are there too. Now, some of you were wondering about drawing shelves. So say I want a shelf or something on this wall. Remember, first we look and draw the part of the shelf that you would see first. So if I was standing like right here where my pencil is and I'm looking down on the room, I'm gonna see the side of my shelf first. And the bottom of that side should be parallel to the bottom of the paper, and the top should be parallel to the bottom of the paper. The sides are parallel to the sides of the paper. Then I go back to my vanishing point. So this is just like we did with our shapes on the first day we were talking about this project. So my corners go to the vanishing point, and I'm gonna stop where I want the shelf to stop. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. You have to put in the back edge of the shelf and that back edge of the top of the shelf. So this edge here, and I'm gonna zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing. This edge here, this back edge of the front face of the shelf, this part here, this back edge is parallel to this line right here. So I could put my ruler on that line and slide over until I want the shelf to end. I'm only connecting from here to here. This surface here, this top part of the shelf, that's where you would be placing things, placing objects. You need to get that back edge in there. So you put your ruler on this line right here, and you go back. So without moving it, you slide back until it meets that line you just drew and connect it. And there you have your shelf. And from here, you could create ends for it if you like how that looks. Sometimes shelves are just floating shelves and they don't have that. You could even make that look a little 3D if you wanted. But you could make this a table. You can make that a desk. It's the same idea. If it was wider or lower, it would be all of those things. It could be a table, a desk, anything jutting out from the wall. Okay, 6th grade artists, do your best. And when I get back, we can check in and help with any things that you might have questions about. See you soon.